cheers. Enjoy the beers. Thought I was mistaken. I thought I heard your words. Tell me, how do I feel? Tell me now, how do I feel? Those who came before me lived through their vocations. From the past until completion, they'll turn away no more. And still I find it so hard to say what I need to say, but I'm quite sure that you'll tell me just how I should feel today. I feel fine today. It's kind of a Monday. It's Blue Monday. I'm not particularly blue. As those of you in the know probably were aware, that was some of the lyrics to the song Blue Monday by New Order. Not particularly appropriate, but I just thought they were kind of fun. Kind of nice. Yeah, so welcome one and all. Greetings all, greetings all. Dave Wilson, as always, thanks for popping in. Good to see you, sir. And Henry as well. Yeah, a little bit of lyrics from the song Blue Monday by New Order. Not a song I know particularly well, to be fair, but I did think, I was just looking up on it today, and I thought that sounded kind of fun to do as a kind of a cool intro. Really looking forward to this one today. These beers today, I've been sitting there for a month or so, and I've been really keen to get into them. I did buy the third one very specifically for this stream to get, as you know, I like to collate into a theme. And yeah, the theme is blueberries, because I've got a couple of blueberry beers I was really looking forward to getting into. I'm going to go, as always, straight into the first one. Back to our old friends at Brass Castle. I know I did them last week quite heavily, but they've got a blueberry beer, so I'm going to get this out into a glass and see what we find. Oh, nice. So yeah, I quite like a blueberry or two. It's not something, not a fruit that I eat that much, but I'll often pick them up if I see them in the supermarket, especially on the old yellow sticker discount. Don't see them in beers very often. I can only think of one. Coach House have got a blueberry pale ale. Often see it in Wetherspoons, and it's something that I will pick up or get a pint of. Not that I'm in Wetherspoons a lot these days. And as always, going straight in. Beer number one, please. Yeah, so thanks, Dave Wilson, for reminding me. As always, beer number one is called Blue in the Face. It is a blueberry, vanilla, and white chocolate dessert pale. So I'm guessing some kind of blueberry cheesecake business going on, basically. And yeah, as always, once again, really difficult to photograph Brass Castle, so we're going to give it a go, as always, in the forward-facing position, because I'm kind of looking forward to these ones. I want to get a good photograph and a good write-up on it if I can. Yeah, that grey and the silver. On the can, plus I kind of like the angry blueberry. Why is blueberry angry? You have to ask yourself. No idea. Oh, that was terrible. That didn't work out. Sorry. This lighting is terrible, and this phone just does not do low light. Let's try that side. Nope, whole thing's down the side. Anyway. Yes, indeed. Job. It's not great, but we got there. Yeah, not happy with the old Brass Castle photography. It was always difficult, but yeah. So he just watched his mates being slaughtered for the beer. Well, yeah, I mean, it's very punk as well. Very kind of punk blueberry. Yeah, I feel kind of sorry for him. He should be in the beer too, really. Let's go straight in with a quick review, see what we find off on the off. That's the whole point of this stream for me anyway. It's all about the beer. Oh. definite fruity note on it. Just as my nose isn't that blocked up at the moment. Not too much on there. There's not too much on cheesecake that I'm expecting. I've got blueberry, vanilla, and white chocolate. White chocolate's a really difficult one in a beer to get right, I hear. Anyway, let's get down the hatch. Cheers. I'm really looking forward to this one. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Cheers. Well, it's a lovely looking beer. Quite a bit of carbonation racing up the glass and a good creamy head that's sticking around. There was a little bit of creamy note on that going on. It's a kind of I'm not sure about the blueberry note on that, and I can't find anything. I mean, I never can. Vanilla is one thing. Vanilla and coconut is two flavors that in beer very, very seldom pop up for me. So the blueberry kind of overrides everything, but it's quite light. It's not a crazy blueberry. I mean, blueberry's kind of an odd flavour. It's sort of something and nothing, isn't it, really? Any other blueberry fans in the house? Can anybody think of any other blueberry beers? So I can only think of that one. As we found last week, and I always forget, so just as I thought of it, going to see what's on the bottom of the can first. It just says safe word. It does not deign to tell you what the safe word is. And after much jesting on last couple of shows, the best before on this beer is 6th of November. Look at me drinking in-date beers. Yeah, I can't really see that, but there you go. Yeah, don't really see too much in the way of blueberry. Sure, I've had the odd sour. Yeah, it's something that Brass Castle and certainly Turning Point aren't afraid, I think, to do. I'm sure they have in the past. Just don't remember it too much. No, you're right, Henry. It is often said that Sabro tastes of coconut. Sabro, to me, does not taste of coconut. I will keep trying Sabro beers until I get a coconut flavour. Again, coconuts are kind of something and nothing flavour to me. We all know what Bounty bars taste like, and assume that's what coconut tastes like. But I hope there's a shed load of blueberries in this one, because I don't want it to be kind of artificial. I doubt it is, because Brass Castle do pretty good with putting big flavours, big fruits, and something different in the beers. Oats, yeah, I can see that. It just says vanilla and blueberries. So where does the white chocolate come from, do you think? Is it just from the yeast and the wheat notes? Doesn't say anything about actual white chocolate in this, which is kind of odd since they put it on the side of the can. Really should get around to speaking to Brass Castle at some point. I reckon they've got a bunch of interesting stories about beers. So, gents, what are you drinking? What are you guys on there? Henry, I saw you did put that on there, so I missed a few comments. Waiting for your stream. Good man. Thank you very much indeed. And I've just cracked a Barnstormer 7.5% a dry cider. Nice. I had a pint of cider over the weekend. Luke's Gospel from Luke Cider over in North or East London. We put it on the bar, and it's quite a refreshing little number halfway through the day, to be fair. Yeah, I'm sure I've had the odd sour here and there. I just can't think of anything other than that Coach House Blueberry Pale. Yeah, so coconut and vanilla. Vanilla, just, I know what vanilla tastes like. Well, I think I do. I just don't really get much from any beers, really, with vanilla, coconut. There's one other. Even beers like on the Bounty or ones that take off Bounty bars, don't really notice it. Siren Black Mirror, a glorious cacao and coconut stout at 8%. Super. Is that one? That's one you're on, or is that a coconut one? But if that one's you're on, it does sound pretty good. Again, I'll always gravitate towards that because coconut does sound nice, especially in a stout. But I never really get anything. I think the stout flavors for me kind of overrule the coconut. But I've got a big 8% beer coming up next. Again, more blueberry, and then I'm going to finish on a stout because I love me a stout finish. Yeah, so welcome to Monday Club. I did say at the start I didn't think Monday Club. I didn't know how long Monday Club would go. I'm still calling it Monday Club. We're still here. I'm calling this one Blue Monday because of the blueberries. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Nothing much to report from me as ever. Hope you had a good few beers. My weekend was once again up the brewery. I did at least have Saturday off, even though on my day off I went up the brewery because there was a bit of music going on, and I had a couple of beers. Got a decent, very hazy beer out at the moment with some new hops I've not heard of before. Pacific Sunrise, put in alongside Nelson for just a glass of sunshine. I was calling it. It just went down really, really easy for a 6% IPA. Look at me drinking hoppy IPAs. That's my brewer's magic. That is. But yes, I had a few of them. Up the brewery on Saturday night. Friday, I was at the brewery on Friday, had a couple of beers, and then nipped out to one of my local tap rooms. There's not many around here. One of my closest one is called the Hop and Vine. With a couple of friends, and we're talking to them about beer. I had a couple. I didn't do any content on it, mostly because it's really difficult. Like the way they have the bar set up, it's all the taps are at the back, so they've got a small box. I haven't got a lot of space. I sat out in the garden because I'm still not really doing inside stuff. We have a pint with me. A really good pint of Arbor at £3. £3 a pint. I think they were trying to get rid of it, but it was a really decent beer. Nothing that stood out particularly, but it was Arbor. You know you're going to get a good beer from Arbor. Got an Arbor beer collab coming up. So yeah, that was my weekend. Nothing heavy, nothing major. A lot of fun though. Hope you guys all had a good weekend too. Yes. Now, Thursday and Friday off. 3 days drinking. Managed to find all 3 Verdant shots. Oh yes, you had them on tap. I saw the post. I got them in cans, and I don't buy Verdant beers. I've only ever had 2. One of them, to be fair, I did buy the first one, and then Rasco gave me a can of Putty. So I've only ever had 2 Verdant beers. I just can't rush out to buy them because you know what I'm like with hoppy beers. But because of our dear friend Shark from Shark's Home Brewing, I thought I'd get them in. Maybe I'll do some content at some point. I'm not in any rush because they're mega hoppy beers. I did see Rory's video briefly of the double IPA. No spoilers, but he was talking about onions, which I wasn't really sure what he said about the hop content of it. I'm just going to wait for that one, maybe. If I can talk him roughly a Shark, maybe we'll get a live stream going. He can't drink them because I can't get them over to America, but if I can, so be it. That'd be... I'll get that done at some point. Yeah, that's a really good point. Getting lighting right at this time of year is quite difficult. So even outside, I mean, I'm not like it's getting lighter. It's getting darker earlier again. So where I am, I've got a big bay window there, so it's kind of there is a bit of light, but I still got to have the light on. And my cameras are not that great in this light, but yeah, recording outside is difficult. I've got 4 videos in production I need to get sorted because I filmed them and I've got to get around to editing now. I'm just running out of time. That's a really good point. Need to invest in some LED light bars. Yeah, I need to do something better with the lighting set up here, but I'm not an expert, so I will get around to it at some point. Sure to be able to separate IPA. Yeah. I mean, there's still. I mean, Sabro often they'll do like a dry stout with Sabro, just to get that kind of dry note off the sort of coconut vibes. But Sabro stouts, I do try them, but not necessarily fussed on them. The walk up bill to that tap room was brutal and Brighton. Oh yeah, it must be me 45 degrees. Fantastic venue, the independent tap room. I'll get the bus next time. Yeah, Brighton does have one or two hills, doesn't it? I haven't been to Brighton for a long time. I'm not sure about this. There's a slight floral note coming through. It reminds me of what were those sweets? I didn't really like them. Not refreshers, but whatever the kind of equivalent of were refreshers, the kind of powdery kind of sweets. Parma violets is what I'm getting. I don't like Parma violets. Never liked Parma violets. They were too floral and too like bit lavendery for me. This beer is a little bit like that. It's always the trouble with beers, especially from breweries that you love. Every now and again one will pop up, and I mean it's alright, it's perfectly drinkable, it's not terrible, it's just I don't quite get it. There is some fruitiness there, but it's too much florality for me. It's going to make it difficult posting tomorrow on Instagram. But there's two kind of like sort of powders. Not enough on the vanilla and white chocolate. But I think what it's meant to be is that kind of that the bitterness of white chocolate is different to milk chocolate. So there is that kind of floral, slight floral bitterness around the back end that it's kind of meant to be. See, vanilla often will be just like custard, so that's kind of where the dessert bit comes in, I guess. If I had a dessert that tasted like that, I'd be a bit disappointed. But it is perfectly drinkable. It's got a really nice body on it. It's a really nice pale, and I do like to see something different from blueberry rather than just going something different from a fruited beer rather than just going sour because it's too easy. Maybe I've drunk that a bit too quick. Maybe that needs a little bit more time. Maybe it doesn't need to be so cold. It's been in the fridge all afternoon. It's a really interesting one though. I'd like to see what it looked like on the bar. Yeah, I'd like to try another pint of it just to sort of like sometimes like it's hard to get all those flavors necessarily in the first few mouthfuls. There is a good fruitiness to it and it's developing, so maybe I drank it a bit too quick. Maybe I've been a bit too forward in expecting it to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that one. Say it's banging date, so it's not like it's lost any flavors or anything. Yeah, just that fruitness, that florality for me. I wanted to be like biting into a bunch of ripe blueberries. I'm gonna have to get some blueberries as well. Yeah, you know, it's never going to come through with that vividness on the blue, but with a couple of blueberries to enhance that blueberry flavour, it might be right. It's never going to infuse that quickly, is it? Okay. Supplying my own blueberries. Yeah, so lovely artwork. No matter how difficult it is to photograph, especially with my dodgy cameras. But I'm going to set that one aside. Goes better with actual blueberries. I'm going to dive in, but not too quickly, onto the next one, I think. And just to prove I'm remembering, 19 chosen. Beer number 2, please. It's a little bit dodgy. It's a little bit dodgy on the. A little bit juddery on the internet today. So yeah, beer number 2 is from, again, friends of the show, Turning Point. I featured many of their beers, and as you can see, all the merch is brewery I go back to time and time again, despite what anybody else says. Can't get that one in the light either. Don't know why I've changed the light in today. Craig, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. But only for joining Monday Club. Thanks very much indeed. This one, beer number 2, is Turning Point and the Salt Beer Factory collab. It's called Tangled Up in Blue, and it is coming in a massive 8% blueberry and mango sour. So once again, I love mango, I love blueberry. So those two combinations, I'm expecting big things from this, especially at 8%. So let's see. Let's get it out into the Turning Point glass, of course. And wow, what a color! What a color! So not blue, but yeah, there's definitely a kind of magenta, kind of purplish edge to that. Pours out really nice, proper bubbly. Big old head. Expect that head to dissipate fairly quickly, though. Surprised if it doesn't. I've got no. I don't think I'm going to be able to photograph this one properly. I might, just for this one, actually, go up the end away from the light a little bit, so as to do the 40-40. See if I can get a better thing. Yeah, that's better. Not quite so much reflection on that. Well, there's still a little bit I wasn't expecting. Yeah, there we go. Really difficult to get on there. But that red comes up even better in picture, I think. If you can see that kind of... It's almost beetroot juice, to be fair, I think, to be honest. That's a really good question. The answer, this is where I found out. I actually don't know, because I don't know much about hops. Can you get hops that has a blueberry taste, like Sabro taste of coconut? Greg might be able to answer that one. We need Adam from Mersey Beers. If he pops in, we'll ask him that. Coconut. Yeah, don't worry, I missed that. It's fine. Nobody noticed. Undoubtedly you can. But all these beers, as far as I'm aware, actually have blueberry in them to save having to do that. But then a lot of breweries will put coconut in the beer rather than necessarily go with the Sabro. I'll have a look on the ingredients list in a minute, see what they say. So yeah, it's called Tangled Up in Blue. Comes from 2 really good Yorkshire breweries, to be honest. Turning Point, love them. Salt, don't get a lot from Salt, but obviously they're fairly well thought of, or they are in supermarkets a fair bit. So let's see what we get from this one. The nose is still reasonably clear, so I'm expecting some big fruity notes going on here. No. Personally, not getting big fruity notes. A little bit disappointed. There's a bit of vegetal note more than anything, which is a bit... Again, this was the question I was going to ask. Am I going to be a bit blue at the end of this and a bit sad about these beers? Because I'm really looking forward to all of them. They all sound amazing. So a little bit blue after the first one. The aroma of this, again, there's more floral notes to the fruitiness and indistinct fruitiness. But let's get it down and find out. It's a big beer. It looks like a big glass of sorbet. But yeah, cheers. Nice. Yeah, nice is my first. Is my my limited description of that beer. No, it is really sorbet-like. Oh, there's the mango a little bit. Yeah, it's got a nice it's a nice sorbet, like a fruit sorbet to it. A bit more raspberry than anything, oddly, I think. Maybe that's just the colour. It's quite a big body. What it reminds me of a little bit is that Vampire Disco from Neon Raptor the year before last. Or they do it every year, kind of around Christmas. But I had much more flavours and I had peanut butter as well. Yeah, definitely big fruity note on it. And quite a big, medium to big on the sour note. Not mouth puckering, but just like really tart fruit. I'm not sure blueberry comes massively through. You're never late to this party, Shark. Welcome along. Thanks for popping in on a Monday afternoon, I guess, or Monday evening as it is here. Cheers to you, sir. Yeah, going for the blueberry effect today. Yes, indeed, better late. Well, exactly, better late than never. I'll ask the question again. I'm trying to think of other blueberry beers or beers with blueberry in them. It's a fairly rare one. You think it'd be quite easy. I mean, it's only a case of banging blueberries, but I wonder if breweries don't do blueberry, because it's quite a difficult one. Maybe it's more expensive if you're using puree or whatever. If you're using whole blueberries, will it kind of like stick in the fermenter or stick in the transfer or whatever? That'd be an interesting one. Yeah. Will it stain the equipment? Will your tongue turn blue from the blueberries? I'm going to have to stick my tongue out at the end of it. But there we go. Can't say that at the moment at the beginning. My tongue doesn't look very good. I could do the whole show like that. Because these things amuse me. I am a child. Sometimes. Oh, yeah. So we know that Henry and Dave Wilson are joining for a beer tonight. Anybody else got a beer in a glass? Oh, that's a good shout. That's a great shout. Yeah, I never got around to that one, mostly because I haven't got not Home Depot, Home Bargains or whatever near enough to me for me to bother to go and hunt that one out. But I think Saugatuck have a kind of, again, a 50-50 sort of following, really. They are definitely cheap. It's like £1.49 a can or something, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this blueberry stout later. I'm getting into this. This is nice. Like I say, it's a big sorbet. Somewhere between sorbet and those lollipops you used to get from the ice cream truck. Like blackberry cider or something. Definitely a big thick body on it. Let's have a look into the details. Wait, I put the old magnifying glass. Yeah, 8% this one. I was surprised at that, actually. Quite a big one, even for a sour. Brewed in collaboration with Salt. A delightful blend of ripe mango and tart blueberries. It's refreshingly sour with a fruity tropical punch. Contains 200 grams a litre of real fruit. 200 grams a litre. I think they're 1,000 litres, if not more, 2,000 litres. Somebody else can do the maths on that one. Oats, good. That's the body. Mango, blueberry, hops and yeast. Yeah, does exactly what it says on the tin, to be fair. A big, thick-bodied sour. Sounds refreshing. Well, I guess it is, actually. I don't always think of sours as refreshing because I find them a bit kind of drying and cloying. But there is a certain amount of refreshment to it. Like I say, it's like tucking into a big sorbet or not slush puppy. What's the other one? Do you remember Slurpees? Anybody remember 7-Eleven in this country in the early 90s? They had the old Slurpee machines where you used to mix orange and Coke and all sorts of whatever else they had. Blue raspberry, I think. So it's got that kind of soft sorbet kind of thing going on. I like it. It's nice. I forgot I had this one. And actually, I think on my last or the previous turning point, I actually got another can. So I'm kind of pleased about that. It is very drinkable. Sadly, well, not sadly, but if we're comparing the two, we're not. They're totally different beers, but this one much better than this one. More balanced, much better flavors. I don't think the mango comes through massively necessarily, but then nor does the blueberry. It's just a big kind of fruit content, sort of going towards maybe Vimto or something. Yeah, man. 7-Eleven in the UK. I don't know when they stopped, but we had one up the end of the road here in South Harrow by the station. In fact, we had two 7-Elevens at the end, but one at each end of the high street. Certainly, at least as far as 1998. Definitely as far as 96. I know that. I judged by who I went into these shops with at the time, if you know what I mean. But yeah, 7-Elevens in the UK. I know they're big in America. But yeah, they was over here for a while. I think probably the end of the 90s, they kind of they fell apart. Maybe it's just a business model or whatever. But yeah, the 7-Eleven here became a supermarket, and then it kind of merged with the Esso garage next door, and it's now an Asda, which does feature on a video somewhere. I filmed outside the Asda for one of those Scott's £10 challenges at Asda, so you can see my 7-Eleven. I was never massively fussed on that, but yeah, the old Slurpees were kind of good. I only remember the two combinations. Yeah, there's a little unexpected trip down nostalgia and memory lane. Well, yeah, I mean, 7-Eleven were essentially any other. It's a convenience store, but then that was kind of before like supermarkets took over that convenience store kind of market. Like, so now where you've got Walmart, we've got Asda and all that, and so they sort of fell apart. Well, we've still got like smaller convenience, like corner shops and stuff like that. But even they're getting taken over by your Tesco's and your Asda's now, or at least put out of business by them. But yeah, so I mean, to be fair, yeah, that's a 30-year-old memory. So I don't know if that's entirely accurate or true. It's just that sort of fruit content body on it, to be fair. Yeah, so I reckon, that's a good shout. Less Tesco and all that, but a bit more. 7-Eleven in this country is a bit more Londis, Budgeons, and Spar than the Tesco kind of end of the supermarket range. They weren't budget, but they often had a lot of random stuff. So a little bit more Lidl and Aldi, probably. 7-Eleven food in the Far East looks great. Watch YouTube. We tried lots of Japan and Korea. Fair play. We can get the supermarket beers in 7-Eleven. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, there's a sort of a tier. There's a kind of tier. Yeah. No, I don't think out. Yeah, I think I was wrong in the Aldi and Lidl. Yeah, I think 7-Eleven in this country is much more like Spar and Budgeons and what the other ones back in the day. Yeah, that kind of thing. Not so much Aldi and Lidl. They're much more new thing. I think Aldi and Lidl are basically Tesco's Expresses, aren't they? Because they have that mid-size of kind of shop. I'm sure 7-Eleven used to do beer as well. but only like the mainstream tut. That back in the early, no, back in the mid-90s, I was probably drinking. No, I did start drinking in the early 90s, technically, didn't I? 96, 94, yeah, probably 92, 93. So, yeah, I was. Was I getting beer from 7-Eleven in 92? That's a really interesting one. I never used to, as far as I work, because I'd always go Pat's off license over the road because we could get served. Well, I shouldn't say that. Pat's off license is still there. Amazingly. Yeah. Let me hear your early 90s beer buying stories. Obviously not you, Henry. Maybe early 2000s, I guess. Yeah, much the same deal. Every generation has them. They pop into off licenses where they know they can get served. It's just the way of the world. It's just the way it happens. Yeah, see, co-op's another one. They are a bit co-op-y, but co-op are above that. A sort of the co-op are above Budgeons and Spar and all that, I think, a little bit. Right, 7 till 11. I wonder where they got that name from. I wonder if they still exist. I'm not even sure Stoke-on-Trent still exists, does it? Don't get political. All right, yeah, so I really like this one. It's really nice. Like I say, that kind of sorbet business going on. You can tell because I'm crashing through this. Like the first one. First one took me about 20, 25 minutes, and now we're on 38 minutes. So I've been necking at 8. It doesn't taste 8%. That's an 8%, they reckon. I cannot see where that 8% is. Do you know what I mean? If you said 5, I'll be fine. I may be on the floor later, but yeah, I can't see that 8%. It's just so juicy, so refreshing. I say it has been in the fridge, so it's cold. And maybe that's why I'm getting the sorbet like ice lolly thing going on. But that is just really nice. I haven't got any other turning point orders to make, but I'd happily put that on a turning point order. I've got far too much turning point beer that I still haven't drunk, actually. I wonder. Yeah, Turning Point and Salt. That's a great collab. They've done a few collabs. I've got another one of theirs in a big stout. Slow down. Yeah, I know. It's like I really want to get these beers drunk because I've been really looking forward to these ones with all the blueberry going on. But disco will be dancing at the disco later. No, well, long time since I've been to a disco. I've barely managed that. I've got a new sign. Anybody see the new sign? That was given to me today. Thank you very much indeed. If you watch this, you know who you are. Cheers. So, yeah, I've got a new sign that says disco. Just in case y'all or even me forget who the hell I am. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. Yeah, so this week is, well, another day at the coalface this week for me. A bit more brewing, a bit more packaging. Apparently, I will be at London Craft Beer Festival on Friday, possibly. I won't actually be there, but I may be delivering a keg of beer there for my boss. He will be there, serving, I think, the Very Hazy on the bar. A little bit last minute, but we are officially added to the beer list for LCBF over in Tobacco Dock. So I'll be serving on the Friday. Whether it's still there on the Saturday is another matter entirely. So yeah, if you do see my boss Mike pouring a pair of ale beers, and you're there, go and tell him Disco says hello. It won't get you free beer. Oh no, it will get you free beer because it's all in the ticket, isn't it? Yeah, go and see my boss Mike. Tell him Disco says hello. I think you'll know which one that is. You'll find out. But yeah, LCBF. Anybody else going? This year I'm not. For many reasons, mostly because on Saturday I'll be on the bar at the brewery, so I won't get a chance to go on Saturday, and on Sunday I will be at the brewery. So yeah, my boss will be there on Friday, I believe. That's the plan. Hashtag disco says hello. No, disco says disco. But yeah, no problem. Have a quick stinky stick, my man, and catch you in a bit. I've got another beer to go, so unless that stinky stick's taking you 20 minutes, we should be good. Rob, good evening, Mr. B's home brews and beer reviews. That's a bit of a mouthful, I think. We all know it's Bramwell's Brewery. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Yay! Ciao, Asco. Ciao, my good man. Thanks for popping in. Good to see you on a Monday night as well. Everybody saying hello to Rob. Good evening, sir. Some more northern breweries. Talking of which, really. Well, everything's north for me, actually. But yeah, so really enjoyed this one from Turning Point and Salt. Really dodgy lighting again. Have a look at that. Tangled Up in Blue. Again, great artwork as always. That kind of slightly sci-fi thing from Turning Point. So I think it was brewed at Turning Point. Tangled Up in Blue, Blueberry and Mango Sour coming in at 8%. Does not taste like an 8% beer. Tastes really nice, like a big sorbet. A little bit more dessert orientated. I guess it's going to be with blueberry in it. Absolutely beautiful color, lovely kind of maroony red kind of thing. Looks much more matte on the camera. Yeah, Turning Point. They love that kind of sci-fi, kind of disparate kind of artwork. So it sounds really good. Yeah, good evening to you, Mr. Nero. Everybody say hello to Mr. Nero, otherwise known as Rasco. He doesn't know that I know, so don't tell him that I know that he knows he's Rasco under a different name. It's okay. Shh. Welcome, everybody's welcome here. Right, yeah, so let's get on to this one. Then the third beer. This one will go down really easily. Cheers all, thanks for popping in. Definitely proper refreshing. I know Dave also mentioned it earlier. Yeah, really fruity, refreshing. Tell you what I forgot to do today. I did forget to bring the palate cleanser, bring the glass of water in, but never mind. We're all on the same beer. It's all blueberry, so it probably doesn't matter too much. Shuffle them up a little. Say goodbye to Angry Blueberry. Not I'm knocking him off the table, but there you go. Right, so big can to finish. A famous pint cans, 568ml from Arbor. This is called, oh yeah, Banner. There we go. Beer number, Beer number 3, please. 19 shows in, you think I'd know what I was doing, wouldn't you? Jesus, what can you do? Right, yeah, so banners. This is difficult. There's like lots of things to think about. Right, so beer number 3 is Arbor Ales out of Bristol and Bristol Beer Factory. It's called Dalmatian, a 6.5% dry hopped blueberry and coconut stout. The words dry hopped always strike fear into my palate because I'm not fussed on hops, so I'm not fussed on dry hopping. But I think this is what we were talking about earlier, maybe with the Sabro. I expect with the coconut, I've not looked at this. I'll look into the beer list later. I only picked this one up last week. So once again, all 3 beers are in date, I believe. Didn't see the date on that one. Let me just check this for facts. Because you were all mocking me last week. Correctly, I don't mind mocking me for drinking out of date beers. Oh, this is close. This is close. Best before the 22nd of August. That will never focus in time. But you'll have to trust me, 22nd of August, so I am in date by 17 days. Yay me, look at that. Beer number. This is the disco system of numbering beers. Oh my God, I've messed it up again. But yes, after 19 shows, I think I'll get it right eventually. Good man, sir. Good man. You'll have to remind me of that again in a second. Right, let me get this out into a glass. It's a 568ml can. It's an entire pint. I'm not sure if it's meant to go in this kind of pint, especially as this pint's slightly dirty. That's not good. Bear with me a second. Adjustments required. Rascally Rascal out. Yeah, he still drinks beer. He's, taking a chill. He's chilling. He's doing his thing, Maybe he'll come back at some point. Rasco's Return. That'd be a great name for a beer. What has come to an end if Disco's drinking fresh beer? Well, I was just talking about it earlier, funny enough, Shark. Yeah. Didn't see the Arbor one out and about. Would have tried. Yes, I've got a beer that David Wilson hasn't had. I see that as a marker. I see that as like a win. That's not a win. It's not fair because it means you've lost. No, I love. It's great finding new beers. So yeah, let's get this into a big. I don't know why. I've just felt it was like it's a pint. So get it into a big dimpled mug. I don't know whether Arbor want me to do it in this kind of glass, whether that's okay or not. They were pretty cool when I put it out. When I picked this up from Trembling Madness the other day, they said, let us know how it goes. So I said, well, I will do live on Monday night. Is my pint glass not a pint glass? Because there's still a bit left in that. And I've still got the regulation head, surely. Right, yes. How am I going to do this? Right, let's go over there for the 40-40. That's weird. I don't really understand how that works because I've got that all in a pint glass. Unless pint glass sizes have changed, that's probably a 30-year-old pint glass laying around this house. But yes, do bear with me whilst I go and adjust the lighting conditions to see if I can get a good fix on this beer. And thank you all for tolerating me banging on about my bad lighting. Now that works. I've got that in one. That makes a change. What do you reckon? Is that all right? Yeah, that's pretty. That's just about in focus. Good stuff. Right. So yeah, pint can 568ml from Arbor. I don't drink Arbor as often as I should. I've never gone to them yet for an order. Again, mostly because it's like, which ones don't I get? But I have had a couple of decent ones from Arbor. I had one the other day on tap. £3 a pint in my local. Did I take a four? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I'll tell you why. Yeah, because that's the board. So I take a photo of the board, but you can't really get the beer in front of it. Where was it? Arbor Ales. It was keg beer. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Yes, right. So there are two Arbors on. Right, that was it. Right, so Arbor Ales on cask. So it's called Waikika Moo Cow and New Zealand Pale at 5.5%. I don't know where we were trying to get rid of it, but yeah, £3 a pint. I had a couple of them. Sounds good to me. Don't know about posh photos. If I can get a better camera set up, or at least what I should do is probably like get a decent camera and not just take them on my mobile. But that requires more investment. Yeah, it does actually. It does look pretty good in a dimple. I don't break this out too often, but I think because it's a pint can, I thought get it in a pint. And I haven't got the entire can in it, and so I'm a bit worried about whether my pint is not a pint. Anyway, do we think all beers should come in a pint can? What's our favourite pint? There's a quick straw poll. I mean, I'm fine with 440s. That's 2/3. 330s. Same with bottles. I don't mind. Paravel do 330s. So yeah, but 500ml cans, pretty good. 500ml bottles, 568. it's kind of, yeah, I think definitely need to see more beers in pint cans. Pint is not a pint. Yeah, I know. Crossing the pond for a pint is a completely different millimeters, and I can't remember what it is. Let me check this one out, by the way. So yeah, it's a stout. So as I can get the chocolate malts. There's that kind of slight chocolatiness, slight black malt thing going on. The only reason I say that is because I was clearing out the ferment and we brewed an oatmeal stout our oatmeal stout over the weekend. So I was clearing out the vessels today. So as soon as you open that, there's a big black malt aroma. Love it. You know, basically chocolate brownie. Oh, I forgot to do the cheers because I went to smell it, got it on my lips, and just like tucked it down. Okay, yeah. So it's a dry stout. That's where the Sabro comes in, I think. So I think they're probably. I'm going to go out on a limb. I've not looked, but there's probably Sabro in this for that kind of slightly dry, a bit like an Irish stout kind of thing. Some stouts you do get that kind of berry note, that kind of like dark berry, blackberry, blackcurrant kind of note. And so in this, I think it does go to blueberry. I'm not sure whether that's because I haven't palate cleansed in the middle. Does look good. Does look good in a big pint glass. Yeah, so I'm getting that big darker malt note off it. A touch of dark fruit maybe on the aroma. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that kind of dryness to it. That's a kind of there is a hint of that blueberry stuff knocking around the background. You know I love stouts. You know I love that kind of big malty number with the chocolate malt, the chocolateness and the coffee. Not much coffee going on. Not really much chocolate going on, to be fair. There is in the background is that little kind of dry and bitter note. It's quite a big beer. I mean, it is. Let's have a look at the can now. What did I say it was? I believe it's a 6.5. Magnifying glass is required for this one. Yeah, 6.5%, right? Yes, it tastes all that 6.5%. That did not taste 8%. This one definitely got that 6.5% sort of stout thing going on. 3.7 UK. Who knows? To this day, who knows what an alcohol unit is? Right. Arbor Bristol Beer Factory collaboration brew, brewed with their good friends at Bristol Beer Factory. This stout was made with blueberries and coconut chips, so it's not necessarily the hops. Here we go. Then dry hopped with Mosaic and Sabro. There you go, Henry. It is Sabro hops. Mosaic, again, because I don't care for hops massively. Definitely, it's not overawed with hops. To be fair, for a dry hop stout, it's not overawed with hops. Still, apart from that, in that slight dryness, maybe I still can't definitely pick up coconut, but then I can't definitely pick up blueberries. It's a kind of a dark fruitiness that you get from stouts. Some stouts. But there's definitely that kind of drying note. I think what there is that kind of, if you get dried coconut flakes and just eat one, you get that kind of slightly dry mouthfeel. That kind of, yeah, it's there. It definitely says made with blueberries and coconut chips, and so the dry hopping with Mosaic and Sabro is just sort of enhancing that kind of random fruitiness. Oh no, there's a little bit of blueberry actually. To be fair, Yeah, no, there's blueberries in it. Sorry, I missed a few comments here whilst I was wanging on. No, I generally agree. 330s for Imperials. That's fair enough because if you're going on a sub 10% beer, certainly don't want a pint. You don't necessarily need that much sugar. That's a good point. Shaker glasses. Don't know what they are, but fair play. Yours get round and square dimples. Mine just has square. Yeah, so yeah, they're sort of square, but with round arches. I don't know where this glass actually came from. I think it's just been in this house for 20 odd years, so and not used. So I just drink from it. You're upbeat to, yeah, kind of for the irony, lols. I've called it Blue Monday, but I'm not particularly blue today. I'm just doing blueberry beers. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm upbeat because I've been really looking forward to these 3 beers. Well, these 2 specifically because I had them in originally. I did get this one in specifically last week on a Trembler Madness order. I did put it up on Instagram. The Trembler Madness order because I got the shark beers in from Verdant. Yes, I know I'm ordering Verdant. What about that, Mr. Nero? I actually purchased some Verdant beers because they had shark in the name, and I love a bit of random connection. And yes, also, but I mean, I had another shark beer, a beer with shark in the name, from my local Wetherspoons the other day, and it was bang average, taste of copper pennies. But that's probably what you expect from a beer from Wetherspoons. Feel a bit bad saying about that, but that's what it is. And I've seen 2 others, so if I find the need to do another Trembler Madness order, there's 2 other beers on Trembler Madness with shark in the name. So if anybody else is doing the shark beers, in deference to our good friend Shark Homebrewing, there's one from Asvex and there's a Belgian one. The Asvex one is called Were Shark. So it's testing it a little bit, and there is one called Shark Pants from an unknown Belgian brewery, whose name they're so unknown I can't actually remember it. So yeah, if anybody else is doing shark beers this week, it does feel like that's suddenly become a thing, which I love. I love these random connections, and like I say, especially with like the disco beers, that will cause me to drink a beer I wouldn't normally drink. So I don't normally drink Verdant. I've only ever had 2. One is a can of Light Bulb that I picked up from my now deceased local bottle shop, Beer Asylum, and the other one Rasco gave me, which was putty, but I wouldn't go out and buy putty. It was okay at the time, and I'm a bit worried about these shark beers because they contain Citra and Galaxy, and you know what I feel about Citra, apart from certain brewery. But yeah, so love a bit of Sabro. Yeah, we were talking about Sabro earlier for that coconut thing going on. Getting the blueberries from the Mosaic. See, Mosaic is, again, it's in. I have it when it's not one I gravitate to. I always find it's more indistinct fruitiness rather than specifically blueberries. But fair play. This is the point. This is what I was saying. Like, coconut is a vague taste, and I can very rarely pick it up in beers alongside vanilla. It is a specific taste if you taste the coconut, but it's that kind of sort of drying woodiness with a bit of sweetness is the best way I can describe coconut, I think. So I never really pick it up in beers, normally because it's in a stout that's got much bigger flavors around it. If it's in a pale, it usually goes with something that's got pineapple, so it's a pina colada. It's like, I don't mind pina colada. It's quite a nice taste, mostly because of the sweetness. But yeah, I think it is kind of subtle. It's strong on its own, but I think it get overawed by a lot of other stuff. Yeah, exactly. If you never drink coconut water, only ever. And I think most of us, at the end of the day, probably the general populace probably only know coconut from a Bounty bar, unless you have coconut milk in like a curry or something. And I certainly probably only know it from that. So yeah, I didn't make him do that. Disco made me do it. That's a great name for a beer. Yeah, no, he didn't make me do it. I just genuinely wanted to do it because I thought it'd be fun. Because I do love these random. Like with this, I put something together on a theme. So if the theme is shark, I'm gonna get some shark beers in. Why not? It's a great way of doing a theme, bouncing off people we know, and yeah, I just love those random connections. To be honest, I have this hashtag. These things amuse me, because so much does. Galaxy, we need to have Rob get them beers and join us. I think Rob has got the shark beers. Didn't he do a thing about it? See, David Wilson's just not bothered about the content. Good on you for not worrying about content. Just go and drink the damn beers. And you did on tap. I have no chance of getting any of those on tap around here. That's why I went out and bought the cans. You can, Henry. I want a beer with shark in the name. Actually, all five shark beers are still at Trembling Manors. So if you look at the House of Trembling Manors in York, fantastic website. And if you want to order one of each, probably cost you about 25 quid, but they will deliver the following day. So I do like Trembling Manors. Very easy to order on their website. See, this is one of the few times that me and Roscoe actually agree. I think if a brewery makes a beer, drink it. Yeah, exactly. If they've gone to all that trouble, and now I know how much trouble it is to make a beer, yeah, I'll drink a beer. Or from a coconut. Yeah, drink a beer from a coconut. That could be fun. That could be interesting. I think the coconut milk or shavings, not using a Bounty Bar, it's more flavour than coconut. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bounty Bar is different because it's basically sugar and coconut. I'm glad to. Thank you very much. I'm glad. Like I say, these things amuse me, so I put this theme together. Yeah, it makes it more interesting for me at the end of the day. And like you say, I do it because I kind of enjoy it. So yeah, that's the main plan. May need to create a shark beer festival. I only drink beers with shark in the name. See, it can be done. But we should wait till Sharktoberfest, which is a great name. Again, it's like a theme. It's brilliant. I love it. Sharktoberfest next month. I'm there for that if I can. That sounds really good. I love that kind of coolness, man. I had a couple of orders to manage to. Yeah, they do. They've got a big old warehouse and often some quite good. I tell you what, also to make up the order from Trembling Madness, I don't think they'll thank me for saying this, but look on the discount section because there's some really good American beers on discount that have got some good prices because they want to get rid of them because they can't sell them at 15 quid a can. But there's also some really good other stuff. I've had some really good discount stuff from Trembling Madness. And again, if they've bothered to sell them or the breweries bothered to make them, if I can buy them at 3 quid, I'm going to. Well, one of those on my last order was a track collab with Mountain Culture from Australia that Sammy's always going on about. So I picked that up. I didn't realise on the day I picked it up was the nominal best before date. Still, I'm aware of that. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think it was a massive hoppy beer. It was like an Australian sparkling pale, a bit like Cooper's. So, and I was chatting to Sammy about that the other day. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try it. I don't care that it's nominally out of date. I'm going to try it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Shark, I think that's a good thing, man. Obviously, you're brewing your own Shark beers. Fair play. Yeah, I'd say like if we can get something together and do a little like. I know I'm tongue in cheek. I'm doing the beers because you can't, so I'll do them for you, and so is everybody else at the end of the day. I do come at it from a different one because of that. I don't order Verdant. I've never put an order in. I've never bought a Verdant beer apart from that one can of light bulb, and I don't think it'll be my thing, but I'm willing to try it because it's just a way of doing different beers. See, if they'd called that only whales need water or baby whales, I wouldn't have bothered. It's just like I looked at that, gone, Citroen Galaxy, not that bothered to be honest. Like many of the disco beers, if they'd called that party forklift truck or party whatever, like it's not disco, I wouldn't do half of those beers. One of the beers I sent to Rob is on date on Wednesday. Try my is still okay. I've got to get into that sending beers out. I did say to Rob I would send him some beers, and I've been really terrible about it. Mostly because I tried to send some beers out and they got trashed in the warehouse, so I haven't got around to try and like Royal Mail or Parcel Force or whatever. Yeah, some people say Verdant are good, but they're the sort of people that like hoppy hop water. So yeah, apparently Verdant are pretty good. I haven't really drunk that many because I just don't like that over hopped stuff that they do. But apparently they do some good stouts. So I should have tried the stouts really. This stout, as much as I love stouts, I really don't care that much for dry stouts. And this is definitely a very dry stout. It's got that kind of drying, cloying kind of note. Yeah, much like sucking on a coconut flake without any like flavour. Bit cardboardy almost. I don't dislike it because it's a stout and it has got some. The fruit notes are there. There is definitely that blueberry-ish. So, like I say, a lot of stouts have that kind of oh, for fuck's sake, I've done it again. Bear with me a second. Part of the setup is always plug in the fucking laptop so it doesn't run out of battery. And I missed that today because I set all the other things up. But yeah, so this kind of dry note on stouts, there is definitely a fruitiness there. I'm not even, again, let's get some blueberries into the mix. It's more blackcurrant than blueberry. Verdant can be good. This year's putty wasn't good though. I don't know because I drank last year's putty this year, and it was alright. I always wait for them big hoppy beers to kind of die down a bit. You tend to come on the show and enjoy hoppy beers, no? I tend to do hoppy beers. I don't necessarily tend to enjoy them. But I do try them because, you know, you have to be balanced. You don't have to, but I like to. I like these blueberries. These blueberries work really well. Yeah, see, that's much better. Actual blueberries with the beer. Really dial out that blueberry note because in the beer, I'm not necessarily getting it. Yeah, I mean, it's easily done, isn't it? As long as I don't disappear down the hole in the middle, I'm all good. Yeah, no, I managed. Basically, I get a little note come up and say, panic, plug the bloody thing in. I thought I had. These blueberries are nice, actually. Polish blueberries. I was going to go in a shop today. I was told there's a Polish supermarket up the road that had a massive punnet of blueberries for like £2. Spent £2 on this kind of smallish punnet of blueberries from Tesco's. Yeah, it's a pain if it just shuts off. Yeah, there's a thing about entertainment. Always leave them wanting more. But if a stream shuts off, it's not helpful. Yeah, so that's kind of drying. That's kind of needs more fruit for my liking. Much better with the actual blueberries, I find. Even though there's actual blueberries in it. You know I was going to do this, right? Oh, fuck me, I'm going to have blueberries all over the floor, aren't I? If I'm not careful. I've got to get one in, come. Get as well. Get in. Sorry, I'm a child. I'm an adult child. These things amuse me. I'm going to crop that I'm going to crop that for the shorts. Get in. First time. It should be a contest for that. I'm not going to do it again because it won't work. I've got to go and find that blueberry over there. A friend of mine used to say, never trust a blueberry. I have no idea what you meant, because these blueberries are really nice. I do prefer the bigger ones. I'm stuffing them in my face, man. Yeah, the trouble is, I don't actually know where it went. I'm not going to get spare cam out to find out. It went over here somewhere. I'm not eating it if I can find it. It's been on my floor, man. No, we'll worry about that another time. Yeah, I don't know where that went, man. I'm glad it was just the one. I could have been there a long, long time looking for that spare. I'm glad it's just the one. Thank you, very kind. That was an Olympic sport, man. I'd be entering. Yeah, how many takes would that take? I tell you what, in a real video, I've got some videos I've cancelled on the takes because it just doesn't work. But these are nice, man. I do like blueberries. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I say, the first one, put some blueberries down the bottom of the pint. But yeah, it didn't take long enough to mull. Mull is the word, isn't it? Put the fruit in the bottom of the glass and mull it into the pint. This is a good beer. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my kind of thing with that dryness. I've not found a beer that's too sweet for me yet. I prefer a nice big sweet beer. With lots of chocolatey coffee, preferably chocolate. Coffee if I have to. But chocolate and fruit, love it. I was going to save some of these for breakfast, but I might just be munching all the way through. Well, there we go. The blueberry munching Olympics. It's coming to an end. I'm awarding myself a gold medal for no apparent reason. And yeah, that's been an hour and a quarter talking about blueberry beers, man. Who'd have thought there'd be that much content about blueberries? I've had 3 really good beers. I have enjoyed all of them so much. This one, oddly, is my favourite, and I'm not a big sour fan necessarily, but it's been a delicate sour. It's been 8%, but it doesn't taste like it. I did smash through it pretty easily. Big sorbet thing going on. This one promised so much. Promised so much with vanilla and white chocolate and blueberries. A proper cheesecake of a beer, I was thinking. But it didn't quite work enough for me. All 3 worked with actual blueberries. Much better. This one was a good beer, but just not quite my thing. You smoke me a blueberry, I'll be home for a pint. I'll give it a go. I probably should get a smoker of some kind and do that kind of thing. But yeah, there we go. That was Blue Monday. Thank you to you wonderful, wonderful people for popping in, banging up the comments, and joining me for a beer. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the beers. I don't know if I'm doing another one this week. I might try and squeeze one in if I can. And if not, I've got some videos to get out if I can as well this week. Look out for them. Did everybody like what I did last week? I did the Monday Club, when life gives you lemons, and on Tuesday I put out the when life gives you no lemons video. I thought that was great. I thought it was a good balance on the theme. But yeah, you've been brilliant. Thanks for all popping in. It's been amazing. I'll work out what I'm doing with the shark beers at some point. This has been an interesting look at blueberry beers, I think. Thank you all for popping by. I'm going to sit and think about the coconutness of this one and the dry and cloyingness. And then have a good week, all of you. If enjoy the beers, whatever they contain, whether they're blue, black, white, pink, or whatever color of the rainbow they are. Have a really great week. Enjoy the beers, and I'll see you again soon, somewhere here, there, or anywhere on the internet. I'm just queuing up the outro. you think again, 19 shows in, I would do all that. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Henry. Do that. I think everybody here is definitely subscribed. Click like if you want, do comment, and if you're watching afterwards, by the way, and you've actually still got this far, either like, subscribe, or just comment down below your favorite fruit beers and what you think about a blueberry beers. Cheers for that, Henry. Thank you very much indeed. Have a great week, everybody. I've been Disco, Rascal and Disco Beer Review. Cheers and enjoy the beers.